All right. So, second year of our Hall of Fame ceremony, and a new group of 6 people going in. 4 of them are here. One of them is being inducted. It's not posthumously, which would mean he's dead. He's only got a kid and he can't come. So, but this is a pretty special class with some really great members that we've had here and some really good players as well. One of them, uh, we left her for the end because she'll probably talk your ear off, and then you guys can just go get drinks or something while she's doing that. Yes, that's my wife. I got it. I told you nobody's immune from the roasting. Oh God. The oboe has promised, but it hasn't fulfilled it yet. Yeah. It's like a car when there's just like 4 tires sitting there and it's waiting for the rest of it, but you know it's going to turn into something eventually. So I won't stand up here and bore you with my jokes. We'll get started with our class of 2022, and I have the honor of inducting the first person. And this person came into the league and actually started as a 4-star. Wasn't really sure what he was getting into, and then over the seasons had upgraded at the time. And he told me that his goal, once he got in and decided, he wanted to be here and figure out what was going on, is he wanted to be the best cornerback that ever played in the CFSL. And so the biggest thing that stuck out of my head from that was the second game of his second season against TCU, of all teams, who we don't have anymore. This guy not only had an interception that game, but he also forced and recovered a fumble and took it to the house for a touchdown, all to basically single-handed win that game. And that was kind of a start on that journey to being the best cornerback in the league at the time. And his stats don't necessarily show it, as he had 9 interceptions in his career, which is behind one of our other inductees. But his overall play on the field and kind of the way him and his running partner changed the game has created a situation now where before he came here, guys were getting by with 3-star and 4-star corners. And after he came through the league, everybody is trying to get 2 of him on their team. And so it's my great honor to introduce one of the most impactful players that we've had in the league, going into the Hall of Fame in 2022, cornerback and All-American Tom Pence.
So I do a lot of public speaking, and I wrote a couple speeches, and I thought, you know what, I'm not going to write. I'm just going to throw it all in the trash. And so you get 2 sides of me. I'm a totally 2 different type of people, from Tom Pence to what I end up. I want to start by, I want to do this in character because that's how it's supposed to be. I'd like to start by thanking God, because without Him, none of this would have been possible. Secondly, there's a definition that of a teammate, a fellow member of a team, and I wouldn't be standing here today if I didn't say the name Juan Cantu, because for 4 seasons, nothing got by either one of us, and we took turns being in the limelight. Like Mike said, when I came into the league, I wanted to be the best. When I was done, there was no doubt there wasn't a cornerback like me. And the first thing I think Mike said to me, he laughed and said, "Well, you're no Terrell Solo." And I said, "Well, when I'm done, you're going to forget who that guy is." Another definition: rock star. A person treated as a celebrity, especially in inspiring, cynical admiration. Tom Pence, the player, was a rock star. I was going to make that position popular. Guys that came in wanted to be a cornerback. it was a privilege to be a part of the Sharks, probably the first most feared defense in this league, and it was because I was staying on one side of the field, and the stats don't fill it up every time, but I've had cornerbacks that have come in underneath me that have said, dude, I'm not getting any stats. I'm sorry. It's because you're the best of us. They don't even test you anymore. With it, you got guys like Terrell Solo, Juan came too, and after them, I feel like if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have ever heard the name Sean Flowerday, Andrew Fuller, and Terrence Topp, and Shane Yost, who kind of followed my footsteps. To guys today that you have like DJ Blackman and Thor Brown and Madison Nicole and Trey Woodson. There's some other guys, but this league was made of 2 or 3 guys that wanted to make a difference at a position. It's just an honor to be able to be one of those guys that made everybody else think it was sexy to be a cornerback. And I've always been known to never do anything half-heartedly. It's always full tilt, do or die. If I'm going down in a blaze of glory. It started at Ohio State, and it finished at my home, greatest college football program there is, Florida State University. And I just wanted to, lastly thank Mike for making a league that we all get to be a part of and enjoy so much. Because it's a privilege and a pleasure every single day for me. And a couple of people getting in here today, I had the privilege to play with it. It's kind of nice being one of those rock stars in this league. So that said, see you around. Didn't bring my readers, so I'm not going to keep talking much. And it's an honor, and thank you guys so much.
Did you check the bathroom for your readers? If you need some ginkgo biloba, we can find some for you. It's not working. All right, our second inductee tonight went in last year as a member, and this season he's going in as an AD. Unfortunately, he's not able to be here today. He has a newborn baby, and that created some complications with his travel schedule. But in accepting on his behalf is Austin Crow, better known as Frosty, and he'll be accepting for Clutch, or AKA Dakota Jorgensen.
Well, I'll just start off with saying I'm not the public speaker of Tom here, so I'll try to make this quick. Joining the CFSL season 1, becoming here from the start, Clutch became an AD in season 7 at Clemson to start. He started season 7 with a 3-4 record. All 4 of his games were 7 points or less. So coming into season 8, he knew he had a strong team, but he wasn't sure that he had a championship team. But they ended up going 9-1 and winning the title against Texas. Season 10, Clutch moved back to his home, Boise State, where he's been for the last 5 seasons. He's had a up and down career there, where but he's taking chances. He ran the triple option. Not everyone has the guts to do that, but it's fun to see. So it's obviously been an honor to induct Clutch, currently the only AD in the Hall of Fame yet to ever run a sim.
Who would have thought Frosty would bust out the no sims thing on Clutch? That's so poignant. Okay, so our third inductee has actually become one of my favorite people in the league, and he kind of always has been ever since he broke onto the scene with his shirtless picture with his little vest on, and we all wondered who this redneck was showing up. And little did we know he was going to be exactly like the picture depicted him. So it is a very big honor of mine to induct this guy in, and doing that for Houston Freeman is going to be added Griffin.
All right. You shouldn't eat up here.
Right before you get up there.
Well, the man I'm introducing, been in the league for quite a while now. He joined back in season 5 and decided to go to the second worst team in the CFSL, Texas. Doubling down on those bad decisions, he decided to join the actual worst team, Bama, the next season. He felt that Bama was in such a rough patch that they needed his help. So the very next season, he helped on their coaching staff. My bad. He was so involved with Bama that he ended up winning Fan of the Year in season 6. Yes, sir. And in season 7, he took over as AD for Bama. I guess he did good. Oh, I guess he did a good enough job there that they brought in his favorite team, Oklahoma State. And I guess he's done an okay job there, having 35 wins in about 6 seasons. That's the highest percentage in the CFSL. Multiple All-Americans and an Offensive Player of the Year, and winning AD of the Year in season 9. So it is with my great pleasure and honor to welcome Houston Freeman to the Hall of Fame class 2022.
Well, first, Cody, thank you for inducting me. Mike, thank you for the nice words. Cody and I, we've grown a lot as friends over the last couple years that he's been in the league. And he first came as Lyle Fletcher and kind of put us on the map at Oklahoma State. He was our first All-American, first Defensive Player of the Year. But, you know, over the last year or two, Cody's been there for me as a personal friend, and that's been great. You don't get to meet a lot of people like that in your life. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. Secondly, Mike, Allie, thank you for putting me up the last 3 years. I think Allie deserves a lot of attention just because, you know, without her support, the league doesn't get to grow and keep having cool things like this all the time. But obviously, Mike, you know, he puts it all together. So, you know, Mike has given us a cool creative outlet with the league and a way to be competitive, and so it's a really cool experience, and I appreciate that. That's been, you know, something really cool to go home and look forward to and put some energy into for the last 3 years. So thank you for that as well. So lastly, I've been kind of thinking about this ever since I got inducted or told that I was going to be inducted, that as a member, when you're inducted into something like this, it's kind of similar to if you're to win, you know, Fan of the Year or something like that. And what I mean by that is that, you know, if you're each day we're measured by what we do, right? And, you know, if you've got a job, you're measured by how well you do it. If you're in school, you're measured by your grades. If you're an AD, you're measured by your wins, your losses, rush yards, pass yards, whatever, right? And so those are tangible things. Those are numbers you can look at to see who's the best, who's not, whatever. And when you think about AD for Fan of the Year, when you think about being inducted as a member, there's not really tangible things to look at. What you're looking at is, you know, what are the intangibles? What are their personalities like? what do they bring to the league? What are they sacrificing? What are they doing for, everybody else? And so to be voted as not only, a fan of the year once by 200 people, and then now to be inducted as a member, for those of you who know me closely, that's the thing that I care about is what you guys think about me as a person. So, I know that this to you guys means that you're validating me as a human being, not just, wins and losses and numbers like that. So I greatly appreciate that. That means a lot to me. But thank you guys again. Thanks to the Hall of Fame committee for voting me in. And go Pokes.
You are way too good at that. I'm gonna have to start hiring you just to be the master of ceremonies, and I don't have to be all stressed out all week.
I ran a ceremony when I was in college for about 3 years.
Well, now you tell me.
You never asked.
I didn't know I had to. Sometimes you just offer information like that. Like, hey, do you need something? I have these skills. Not here, pry it out of me.
Yeah, that's the wisdom.
All right, yeah, the MC. Yeah, okay. I see how this is working. Well, that's good. At least we're getting, we're expanding on our offerings. Our fourth person going in is another person I've grown very fond of. I wasn't really sure what to make of him when he started out here. He was kind of quiet, which he often is in person. And then he wound up taking over as an AD, kind of against his will. I'm not sure he really wanted it. His record absolutely reflected that. Up until the last season, when he decided to win a title and then walk away at the top of the peak and move into the admin section, where he's become one of my better friends and one of the faces of the league and one of the guys that helps make everything run. And so it's a great honor to add this person who had a player inducted last season, but actually goes in as a member himself. And so introducing Austin Crow, aka Frosty, is Devin Davis.
All right, so a lot of what Mike said I had in mind. So what I was talking about. But I really just wanted to talk about how he exemplifies a league first mentality. I noticed that when I was at Oregon with him for 4 seasons. So he took the reins of Oregon, maybe unwillingly, but he did it. But continued to grind even when he was out of his comfort zone. Being an AD and having to talk to people and stuff, not something that he likes to do. Grinded, got that championship in season 11. Then he's like, I'm out. I'm done. I'm going to admin role. I'm done. Helping Mike continue to build the brand that we have here is huge. He does a lot of the behind the scenes stuff that I'm sure we're all aware of and he helps out with. Over the years, he's just become a really dear friend to me. We talk all the time. Not as much lately, but we talk all the time. But I just, without further ado, I'd like to officially induct Austin Crow, aka Frosty.
I guess do another one of these.
Oh, man, you're so tall. All right, so I'll just keep this short again. I'd like to thank Mike and Allie for starting Mike for starting the league and Allie for putting up with everything that goes on behind the scenes. And I'd like to thank all of you, because without all of you, the league would not still be going on as well. It's fun. It's a fun ride with everyone every day. Let's keep going. Quack, quack.
Somebody told me it was going to be a bad idea to let Braden show up. They were right. All right, and so our final inductee for the 2022 Hall of Fame class is a a player that is near and dear to a lot of us that have been around for many seasons. She, along with Jimbo, who wasn't able to be here and apparently didn't want anybody to talk well of him, those two people really changed the game with regards to safeties. It became the position to play, and much like we saw Tom do Houston to a degree at tight end and fullback preceding Benny Bookaboo. She and Jimbo changed the game and made safety a position that everybody wanted to play. And so she's been a big part of this league. And for those of you that weren't around to see her and her all of her glory, it was kind of magical to watch in season 4, 5, and 6 when Auburn was kind of wrecking shop. She was a big part of that. And to introduce one of my favorite players, Ollie P. Peters, is her former AD, Matt Pack.
Got a little tired. I'm gonna start this out just by spitting some numbers for you. Okay. 4 seasons at Auburn. 342 tackles, 37 tackles for loss, 4 sacks, 13 interceptions, 19 passes defended, 5 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery. This does not take into account everything that Ollie P. Peters did both on the offensive side of the ball and in special teams. Mike put the nail on the head when he said that Jack Frost was the prototype. Jack Frost was what everybody saw as a safety. Allie came to my team in season 3 with her wide receiver. And she was a very tall black man with dreadlocks. But he had legs. He could catch. So it was cool, you know? And I also at the time had a very large wide receiver that was a black man with dreadlocks. He was just a little bit heftier, you know? So we had a good time. Season 4 came around and she created a safety, Ollie P. Peters. I remember it as clear as day. It was a Palomalu archetype. It was a headhunter. It was somebody that was going to be in the right place at the right time, every play, every time, always. I could line her up at free safety. I could line her up at strong safety 1 or 2. It didn't make any difference. She was going to make the difference. And that's what happened. I've been at Auburn since before some of y'all even knew this existed. So, when I was able to land Ollie P. Peters at safety, I feel like that was a tipping point. I feel like that was a change in momentum for my team and in the league, in the way that people looked at Auburn. You know, she came in, and it wasn't long. We had Robert Davis came in, Digger Graves came in, Jesus Kitchens came in. We had all these people coming in, these great players came into Auburn because they saw who we were bringing in. The greatest compliment that I can give Ollie P. Peters is that she never once expected any kind of accolades for anything that she did. She didn't expect to win any awards. She should have. She didn't. She never expected anybody to pat her on the back and tell her good game, good this, good that, whatever. That was never the case. Allie was the epitome of the heart of a team. She was the lifeblood of that Auburn squad for those few years. That was it. We had a lot of talent. We had a lot of great players. But the one constant was Ollie P. Peters. So it is my Here's the thing. It is my distinct and unmeasurable honor to induct, with no doubt, my favorite Auburn Tiger of all time into the CFSL Hall of Fame, Ollie P. Peters.
Well, Matt told me to be prepared because I was probably going to cry, and I definitely did. So thank you very much for that. I just want to say thank y'all so much. I mean, for me, I think the fact that I'm being inducted as a player is incredible, and I honestly feel like player and member is fluid in this. And so who I am as Ollie P. Peters and who I am as Allie Peters, wife of Mike, is the same. And so I'm just so grateful for every single one of y'all and the support you've given to the league and the support you've given to us. And it's just been such an honor to look across the table and see so many people I've played with and so many people I've played against and so many people who've been here from the beginning and people who've joined early on and have supported us in different ways. I mean, my parents are here. Mom and Dad, everyone say hi. Woo! They're like, we don't know what the heck Mike does, but good for him. Woo! So we're very happy to have him here. And I send them links and they're like, you're a black man with dreads. What are you doing? Like, am I living my best life? You know, go us. So I can't put into words how grateful we are for every single one of y'all and for the friends that you have introduced to the league and the friends that you've made in the league and the teams that have been built and the relationships that have been made and, you know, the records. I mean, there's so much. So as much as I can say thank you to y'all, that is pretty much what sums it up. I, as Allie Peters, the wifey of El Presidente, and Ollie P. Peters, the player that's being inducted tonight, I'm just so grateful for y'all and y'all's support and everything that you guys have done for us and for the league, and I feel like we're just scratching the surface. So I am so excited. One of these days I will be a player with you again with dreads on your team. So go CFSL and PX1, and thank you again for every single thing. And here's to season 15. So. Thank you.
All right. So that concludes our festivities. I do want to share a story with you real quick, just for those of you that don't know some of the shenanigans that go on Hangout. Frosty came in last week on Saturday, so he's been here all week helping to produce games to get everything going. And we were sitting around the other night playing MLB The Show. And, you know, we might have been under the influence a little bit. So maybe me more so. But he said something to me. And I swore he said, I want some toast, MF, or maybe cinnamon. At least that's what I heard. He swears that's not what he said, and it wasn't even close. But then, without missing a beat, he said, too bad it's not cinnamon toast. And I paused. And he said, ooh, how about cinnamon toast? And he said, if we did that, then Tatted would get too excited. So, yeah, that is a, for those of you that don't know the foot jokes, there's a lot of people that don't get that joke, and I'm sorry, but for those of you that do, I think Frosty threw me that softball on the platter, and I was like, how do I walk away from the Hall of Fame ceremony without telling that? I would like to echo what Ali said about appreciating all of you guys. It's very hard for me to really express it as much as I probably need to, because you guys have given me an opportunity to basically do what I did most of my childhood life, and do it for a career. I used to sit around and track my own stats for mostly college football. I edited rosters. I think College Football '98 was the first one that I ever edited rosters for. I got really big into it in NCAA '05. So basically, I've been editing rosters for 17 years. I also used to sit around on the Sega Genesis and do play-by-play for World Series baseball and NHL '95, and that was my start. And you guys, because of how awesome you guys are, have allowed me to live out my childhood dream, and I'm very appreciative to all of you guys for that, because it's something I can't imagine doing anything else. Can't imagine going to work for somebody else. I can't imagine not doing what I'm doing, getting to work with Frosty and Cole every day. Well, more so Frosty. Um, Cole, you knew. It had to be at least one, Don't come up here and attack me. It's okay. I'll buy you a beer later. Well, are you old enough? Well, better yet, can you even see over the bar? Oh, wow. And you have better hair, too. So, again, I'm very, very appreciative of you guys for helping to make my dreams come true. And hopefully we can have many more years together, and we'll see many more of you guys up here. I think we got 20 minutes before they're going to kick us out of here. No? Okay. Well, we got a little bit more. The plan for tonight is to go to Downtown Social, which is just a few miles from here. Downtown, there's also another bar connected to it called Poorhouse. So lots of space. Sometimes they have bands out there at the Poorhouse. So lots of things to do. You guys can go back and forth. For those of you who may be single, there may or may not be good-looking people at these bars. I wouldn't steer you wrong. So you guys, if you need the address, can't find it in Google Maps or whatever, let us know. And then tomorrow, the doors open at noon. First teams are at 2, and we will have a live podcast where we'll announce the rankings, and we'll give as many of you an opportunity that we can in an hour to get on if you guys want to. So we'll pick the first one, and then if you guys want to line up, and we'll just go through, do 5 minutes. You guys can talk about Hangout, the league, Oregon, whatever you guys want to do. And we'd be happy to have you guys on and give everybody an opportunity to talk here. So, hope you guys enjoy the rest of the night, and I'm sure we'll see you at the bar. And if not, we'll see you guys tomorrow at noon back in the clubhouse. Trust me, I've been giving Horns a hard time for 4 years, because he's the kind of guy that has to make up excuses like, oh, I got in an accident and I can't see straight, so I'm not driving down there for hangout, which he used for our first hangout. And then he has kids every year in August. I don't know what his schedule is, but yeah, December is a happy month at the Horns household. So that's all we know. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good night, and we'll see you guys at the bar or tomorrow.